What's good, everybody? How we doing? I'm finally back with you guys with some more workout videos. This night I did some shoulders. I started out doing some strict press. I typically don't start out with strict press. I normally start out with rear delts because I think that rear delts is a great starting shoulder workout. But I just kind of felt like doing some strict presses. My particular gym doesn't have any seated military overhead press machines, and I really wish this gym had it, but unfortunately they don't, so I have to do it this way. And I feel like doing a standard standing strict press is a lot more harder than doing a seated military overhead press. I tend to be able to be more stronger when I'm seated, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes I'll like bring over like a bench and put it in the squat rack if it's not too busy. But even doing that, sometimes the bench moves and it's kind of annoying. But I started out pretty light. You know, I started out with just, the bar. Then I, did 25. I'm trying to get, a bit more stronger on this particular movement. I would love to be able to do 225, for a working set for at least like 6 reps. That's like my goal. But I have to be more consistent. Sometimes when I do this exercise, I need to probably take, a break because, it's really easy to, I guess, overwork your shoulders because, this is hitting your front delts. And typically, my front delts are, I'm not bragging, but they're pretty, developed. And sometimes when I do chest, it's already hitting my front delts. So even if you're not specifically hitting your front delts on chest day, they are getting some type of like workout. So I don't always go, so hard on my front delts because I know that they're getting worked in like a different movement somewhere, in a different day or whatever. But this, really does hammer your front delts. So you have to always gauge it yourself, because if you're not like thinking about it and you're sore, it's really easy to like, I guess, have shoulder pain doing this. And I think it's because, for me anyway, I overworked them and I had to kind of make sure that I spread out this workout, or maybe not hit it on shoulder day, maybe do like an alternative, so you just have to listen to your body. So right here, I think I put it down because I wanted to get some more reps, but I do a lot of working sets, and I realized that I probably should have just did like maybe four sets of this movement, because I think I was really trying to just gauge how heavy I can go. So I kind of just was like, testing the waters. But I wish I had started out with maybe 35 or maybe even like 35 and a 5. But strict pressing for me is always difficult because you have to make sure that your stance is good. You got to make sure that your core is engaged, and you got to make sure you're balanced. And that's why I think that, I'm a lot more stronger on the seated military overhead press, because you don't have to worry about any of that shit, really. When you're standing, you have to recruit so many other muscles to help you lift this over your head. So, I mean, your core has to be engaged, your back has to be good, your posture has to be good, and you have to be balanced. So, I guess that's what makes it, more difficult, and if you guys happen to do this, one thing that I did notice that I wish I had done when I was doing these sets is I wish I had put the safety bars up higher, because I think that gives me peace of mind if I ever get in a position where I can't, put it back or whatever. I could just drop it right in front of me. I think that's what I'll probably do next time. But right here, I did a burnout set of just 25, just to kind of like finish off the set. But yeah, doing strict press, to me, I think it makes you a lot more stronger on benching. And why I want to do this more is because I'm trying to see if I can bench, hopefully, fingers crossed, 4 plates, by the end of this year. I would love to be able to bench, I think that would be like 415 on the flat bench, or even get up to 315 on the incline. I think incline 315, I think that's probably more achievable for me in this year. I'm going to try to see if I can get up to 4 plates on bench press, because that'd be incredible. I got very close in college, but I just, I stopped because of, life, responsibilities, all that shit. But I'm gonna see. But definitely 315 is probably a lot more. I'll probably reach that before I hit 405, bro. That'd be crazy. Or 415 anyway. But right here, bro, I did some rear delts. Really trying to emphasize the stretch and squeezing at the end of the movement. This is, my go-to for rear delt activation. I'm really trying to, blow up my rear delts. That's why I'm trying to, I sometimes do them, earlier in the workout so I can expend most of my energy on rear delts, because they're very underrated muscle. I won't say underrated, but they're very undertrained muscle. There we go. It's a very undertrained muscle that most people don't really take the time to work on. And I'm trying to be better at that, because for a while, I think I mentioned in my other videos when I did shoulders, I would just do like front delts, side delts, and that's it. And then I would never do rear delts, and I'm always wondering why is my rear delts so small? Well, I'm not hitting them. So I try to make sure I do them in the beginning of the workout, just so I can get them out the way. I think in my years of just working out and training shoulders, I realized that you really don't need that much weight to really blow up your shoulders, man. If you're able to train them efficiently and effectively, and you're hitting them as well as you possibly can, you'll really see a big difference. You don't have to lift the gym when you're trying to train shoulders. Exhibit A right here, I'm doing side lateral raises, but the difference is, I'm going all the way up for this, and I'm trying to control the descent of the weight, and I'm only using I think that's 12.5s. So, but this, I believe me, this tosses my side delts, and I see a lot of progress with my side delts here. I do a couple of sets. This is what I do. I try to do as many as I can. I don't really have a specific rep range that I try to hit, but I try to do as many as I can. And when I can't put my arms in the air, I start hitting just traditional side delts. I mean, what I'm doing is a variation, but once it gets to the point where I'm fuck, my side delts are burning, then I go and do just traditional, and you'll see it in a second. But I started doing this, recently, and my God, it toasts your side delts. See right here, I'm trying to do just traditional side delts, and it's still hitting my side delts, and it is destroying my side delts right here, So I think it's a good, addition to what I've already done. And I kind of got this from another workout influencer, I guess you would call that person. And going all the way up I'm doing, I think it really hits the full range of your side delts, in my opinion. And I think that the key is to just make sure you're going slow. Don't do it in a way that's rushed or unintentional. You got to be very intentional when you're doing this, because I think that's how you're going to get a better workout for yourself. So I try to be very I guess methodical with it, so I can make sure that I'm stretching the muscle, and I'm getting every single rep, every single piece of, I guess, stretch that I can out of this rep. So if I feel like I can't go any higher, then I'm gonna do like the traditional side delts where you have you bend your elbows and you go up to your shoulders right here. So this is, I highly recommend trying this out when you can. I think being slow and deliberate is the best course of action when you're hitting your side delts. I know that people, sometimes, side lateral raise like 40s, 50s, 60s. Hey, more power to you guys if you're able to do that with good form. Some people cannot do that with good form, and you're leaving gains on the table. But if you're doing that with great form, have at it, brother. Salute. You can't see me saluting you, but I'm saluting you because that's fucking tough, man. That's really impressive. But I haven't gotten there yet, but I just think that you really don't need crazy weight. Now, I know, again, I always will mention this. People train in different ways, people train for like power, strength, explosiveness, and that means that they want to go a lot more heavier. That makes a lot of sense, man. I'm training to be a bodybuilder, so I don't really need that. So I do still, I still do train for strength. That's why you saw me do, strict pressing, that's like primarily just strength, So, but this right here, I'm trying to incorporate more of a body building, how would you verbalize that? About a body building spin on my side delts. So I don't have to go and try to kill them with like crazy weight. Like, I mean, I could do 40 pounds maybe. I don't think I can get like to 50 yet, but I just think that I'll have a better workout if I do, lesser weight for this, and you'll be surprised just what you can, what kind of gains you can get by just doing lighter weight, man. I know that it looks silly, maybe. I don't think it looks silly to me, but you're using like baby weight, but I mean, side delts, bro, it's a humbling exercise, bro. It's very humbling. Like, now, I don't know. Now, I know that there's some demons out there that can do like fucking 70s, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen anybody do 70s before for side lateral raises, but fuck, I know they're out there. I know there's some demons out there for sure that can, but I'm not worried about that. You got to worry about yourself, man, and what you want to do for your own body, I think that for me, I'm comfortable. This is a comfortable weight. I probably can go up maybe eventually, but right here I want to be able to hit my side delts as efficiently as possible, and I don't want to have to like feel like I'm doing a weight just to do it, just for like primarily just ego. Ego will actually kill your gains. Yeah, you might be able to actually lift that weight, but how's the form looking? Ass. I mean, did you like use your back the entire time? Not good. You got to make sure that your technique is bueno. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell you guys how to work out, but I think that all I'm saying is that I think you will have a better, more efficient workout if you make sure that your form, your technique, everything, and then you won't be so injury prone, because ego lifting also makes you more likely to fuck up your back or just get injured, So who wants that? Who wants that, bro? So we're trying to train for longevity, we're trying to, make sure that we get some big ass muscles here to be fucking blunt, to be fucking like, clear here, to put it bluntly. But anywho, I did some side. No, that wouldn't be side. This is actually overhead press, but it's behind the back. Now this hits the deltoid medial, and that's like the top of your shoulder. I think this is a great movement for hitting the shoulder medial, but you have to be careful. And I think that sometimes there has been a lot of talk about, is this a dangerous or bad workout for your shoulders? Does it like affect your spine or whatever. I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff about this movement, but you know, you just have to be careful. I think that it's not like inherently dangerous, but it is unforgiving. You know, I think that sloppy form or you just overall bad mobility can really, you know, injure you if you're doing this movement. So if you're going to do this movement, I would like suggest maybe doing it on the Smith machine because it's more stable and you know you have like less joint drift and you know I think that it's just a lot more or a lot less demanding, you know, on your body because you know you don't have to stabilize so many things when you're on the Smith machine anyway, you know what I mean? And I also would recommend not going too heavy on this because as you can see, I'm going incredibly light, but it's still getting the job done, you know what I mean? So I mean, just don't do it rushed, don't go heavy, and if you're, you know, if your mobility does not allow you to hit this movement, just don't do it. I mean, I think it takes a little bit of time to get the right shoulder mobility to do this. Some of you might be able to do it right away, but I think that other people may not have the mobility to even hit this workout anyway. So if you're thinking about doing this, I think I would recommend that you stretch, you know, most importantly stretch and build it up, you know, build up that mobility just in case you would like to attempt this workout. But I mean, there's other alternatives. You don't have to do this particular movement. I just have been doing this movement for, you know, a very long time. So I'm used to how it feels behind my head. So, but when done properly and with good form, it definitely gives your shoulder more width, in my opinion. It definitely like complements every other delt that we've done. I mean, I've done the fronts, I did the sides, I did the rear. So this is hitting the top of that shoulder. I just want to be able to get a little bit more of an activation with that shoulder medial. But like I said before, you don't have to really do this movement if you can't. Or if it is going to give you shoulder problems. I mean, I think even doing dumbbell lateral raises hits the shoulder medial, and even cable lateral raises, which I'm about to do now, is a very good workout to hit the shoulder medial if done right. I even think doing like the Arnold press, it's, you know, doing it in a very controlled and lighter fashion even is a good movement that hits the shoulder medial too. So there's a ton of alternatives, man, because let me tell you guys, it sucks when you hurt your shoulders. One of the I would say like your shoulders and your back is probably like top two like worst like muscles and like just body parts that have injuries. There is nothing worse than having like shoulder pain, especially if you bench a lot. Oh my fucking god, that's the worst. And then like having like a catch in your back or like back pain. Oh my god. I mean, I have a friend right now that's dealing with back pain, but I think she has like scoliosis. But I mean, it is super nagging. Like, I mean, for me, I had like a really bad like pain in my back like a year ago because I think I was like spamming my what would you call that muscle? I was spamming my lats a little bit too hard, and I had like a really like wicked pain in my lat, or I think it might have been just a cramp or something that I had to like get out, bro. That shit sucked, man. It's just the worst kind of pain, dude. So we don't want any type of shoulder pain or back pain. I mean, shoulder pain for me, it only, you know, comes along when I'm trying to flat bench, unfortunately. And it's just the way, you know, it's, you know, designed. There are better ways to set up for flat bench so you don't get those kind of shoulder pains. But man, is it ever so annoying? But right here, I did some more rear delts. I did the rear delt cable fly. Very underrated movement here. I think this is something that you don't have to go too heavy on either as well. Very light weight that I'm using here to really focus on that rear delt. And yeah, guys, I say that, you know, a lot of these workouts, man, they're very efficient, and most of this is like, you know, standard for, I would say, for shoulders. Sometimes I would go and do some like dumbbell shoulder press seated. I might do that for my next shoulder day, but that's, you know, if I want to like replace strict pressing. If I don't feel like strict pressing, maybe I'll do like maybe some like, you know, heavy dumbbells. But like I said before, you know, like I want to be a bodybuilder, but I also want to try to retain a lot of strength. So I might, you know, slip in some strength based workouts there just so I can keep up my strength, because, you know, it's nice to look like you can, you know, lift a lot, but you want to be able to, because I think having strength is important. You know, I think everybody should want to be able to be strong. I get that people have their different reasons and their own journey, but for me, I want to be able to be strong still. You know, I want to be able to be strong even into my 40s to my 50s, 60s. You know, I think there's a study somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but I'm loosely remembering what it was, but I think that lifting heavy it promotes like longevity, I believe, or, you know, it like prevents you from getting injured. I think I think anyway, I have to find the study. If I do find it, I'll make sure to post it on the video. But I think there's a lot of good benefits to lifting heavy. No, I'm not saying lifting like 500 pounds, but lifting moderately heavy weight at, you know, your you know, as you grow older, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, guys, I finished off this workout with some abs. Still gotta make sure we hit the abs, man. You know, leg raises for me is my go-to. I'm still trying to work on my diet. I'm still trying to get back to that point maybe like a year ago where I was really eating super clean. I will admit I have been a little bit off my game, but I will be back to that Jedi, you know, focus that I had about a year ago. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to tune into the next video that I'll probably be posting sometime in a couple days. But in the meantime, stay blessed, take care, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.